Thank you, Greg. Good morning. Welcome to everybody here in person as well as those on our worldwide online community to Palm Sunday at Unity Spiritual Center, Spokane. As our mission states, we're a vibrant community growing through spiritual practices and love. I'm Alan Bassan. I'll be your platform assistant this morning. If you want to take a moment now and silence your cell phones, it would be much appreciated. As we do each week, we want to begin our time together by sharing our opening affirmation. Again, say it like you mean it. Together we affirm, there is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the good. This is Unity's foundation principle. One presence, one power, and one life living through and as each and every one of us. We are grateful to have our speaker, Reverend David McClure, sharing his message. We interrupt our regularly scheduled programming to bring you an important announcement. You're not going to try to sell some Ginsu knives or something, right? Okay, I didn't think so. Our music today is provided by Greg Tenold, Brittany Hopkins, and Scott Jameson. Yay! In a moment, our chaplain, KP, will share an opening prayer, but first, our song leaders will start us off with a community song.
Well, please stand if you're able. And this week, we're going to have the words on the screen for not just the chorus, but the whole song, if you'd like to join in. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors, let in the light. Bring in the dawn of humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. Lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors and let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. There's a voice that I've heard for years. I learned to keep it inside. Well, now it's coming in loud and clear. I want a deeper life. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. It's about love, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. Lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Wide the doors, time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Good job, y'all.
Put aside your cares for today and enter the quiet center of your soul. Begin with a deep centering breath into your heart space. And as you breathe out, relax into your seat. Allow the chair to support your weight. God is power. God is concentration. God is spiritual authority. God is self-mastery. I know that with spiritual authority, I am in the divine presence within each moment of this life. And as I am one with God, so are each of you. And I release this prayer with spiritual authority, knowing that it is already done. And so it is.
That was really meditative, and I just kind of went hydroplaning for a minute. I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Ooh, oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe the only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. Ooh, oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. failure, God. You have every victory. Oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe. Oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe. Oh, I believe. Yes, I believe what you say of me. I believe.
A couple of weeks ago, I asked Scott if we could have this song this morning. One of my favorite songs, this one. And he said, sure thing. And who showed up but beautiful Brittany? She shared it with us. That's amazing. Good morning, Spokane. It's a little chilly in here this morning, you may have noticed. As Rick said before the service, said, well, at least nobody will fall asleep during your sermon this morning. Jesus walks into a bar. And he takes a seat at a table just inside the door, and shortly thereafter, a hunchback Irishman comes in and takes a seat at the bar. And he looks around and sees Jesus, and he says to the bartender, Faith in Bangor, isn't that Jesus sitting over there? And the bartender says, sure, and very one. That's the very one. And the Irishman replies, well then, be a good lad and send him a brew on me. The bartender delivers the drink and Jesus nods at the Irishman. A little while later, an Englishman limps in with a cane, all but dragging his one leg. He sits himself down with some difficulty, looks around and says to the bartender, I say, isn't that Jesus at the table? And indeed, he says, yes. The Englishman says, well then, why don't you send him a cup of tea with my compliments? And the bartender delivers the tea, and Jesus nods to the Englishman. Pretty soon a Texan saunters in, a Texan, with a little Band-Aid on his pinky finger. And he also takes a seat at the bar, and he looks over the place and does a 180 and says, I bet my silver spurs and a good lariat that there fellow over yonder is none other than Jesus Christ. Is that right? And the bartender says, yep. And so the Texan says, well, do me a favor and send him a Coke and put it on my tab. Bartender delivers the Coke, and Jesus nods to the Texan. And so it comes closing time, and the Irishman gets up to leave, and as he's passing Jesus' table, Jesus says, thank you, my son, touches him lightly, and the hunchback Irishman stands up straight for the very first time in his life and dances a jig as he marches out the door of the bar. The Englishman gets up He passes Jesus' table too, and Jesus says, "Thank you, my son, be healed." And he touches him lightly on the arm, and the Englishman suddenly beams, puts down his cane, and does cartwheels out of the door. Comes time for the Texan to leave, and he strides past Jesus' table. Jesus looks up and says, "Thank you, my son," and starts to reach out to the Texan. And the Texan steps back aghast and says, "Don't touch me, man, I'm on disability." So here's my question to you this morning. Are you happy holding on to your disabilities, your worries, your fears, your negativity, or are you ready to have your life rudely interrupted by the Christ Spirit in you? Do you and I have to live forever in the same situations that we're living in from time to time, over and over again, and will forever be interrupted, or will we be interrupted by new insights, new lives, new adventures, and new possibilities? I've been wondering this week, could it be that life consists of a series of interruptions? It was Gayatri Nareen who said, "Our spiritual transformation is the only remaining pathway to sustainability as a species embedded on this planet." So my question for all of us this morning is, what is your current, regularly scheduled program? What do you typically think about most of the day? What do you wake up in the morning thinking about and worrying about? Do you think about what's not working in your life? Do you think about what somebody did to you yesterday, or maybe how much pain you're in, or how you are ever going to pay all those bills that you have piling up? Or maybe you spend your time thinking about Him. You know who Him is, don't you? Lord Valdemar, you know, the one whose name will not be mentioned. Maybe you're happy and joyous and positive from morning to night. I don't know. But chances are, from time to time, you slip into, "Oh, woe is me." When's the last time you slipped into that programming? Well, whatever it is, my intention this morning is to interrupt your regularly scheduled program. To interrupt that program that you and most of the world seems to be living in these days. It has always been my intention to move as many people as I can off the material paradigm. We find ourselves in, most of the time, living in a material world governed by material laws. The paradigm in which most of us have settled for, and move us into a broader, wider, unlimited spiritual paradigm where consciousness matters and where love is always flourishing. Do you know there's a level on this planet where love is always flourishing, is always going on? So I want to interrupt your regularly scheduled programming and my own as I go about this, from one that maximizes selfishness into one that celebrates the power of creativity, the power of gratitude, the power of regeneration, and the truth which we're all connected to and live in. You probably know by now that all of our regularly scheduled programs are the products of our beliefs. What you believe turns into a program that you go over again and again. And most of these programs were assigned to us ages ago by people we don't even know. And unfortunately, the cognitive and perpetual mechanisms of the material world adjust to that very programming that we have been taught. We literally cannot see or experience. We literally are oblivious to things that are happening all around us unless they fit into our conditioned programming. We can't seem to find our way free from conditioned programming. Once you name a tree or a frog, for example, that's what they become for you. That's what you named them. Once you are given a diagnosis by a doctor, you begin to program yourself to believe and operate from that level. Once you decide about a certain person, that's all that person can be for you. Language collapses the wave, and then we're stuck with what appears to be the materiality of what we have created. No matter what, our conditioning and our language limits how we see the world. Recently, I picked up an amazing book, and I've already started to read it. And I love it so much that I'm going to teach a class on it in May, 5 Thursday mornings in May. This book is a New York Times bestseller, and it's called The Let Them Theory. The Let Them Theory by author Mel Robbins. And right off the bat on pages 2 and 3, she describes how she changed her life and interrupted the funk that she was living in, interrupted the depression and negative energy that was going on in her lives. In other words, how she stopped her stinking thinking. She goes on in the book to say this: it was a small victory, but I thought if I could push through this barrier in 5 seconds of fear, maybe I could push through anything. And the rest of the book teaches us how we can interrupt our self-defeating stuff and bounce out of bed in the morning and for the rest of our lives. Wouldn't that be great if we could do that? So let me go on record this morning as I declare that I am here committed to interrupting your regularly scheduled programming. Anything that does not measure up to, every week we say twice, as you know, Opie, Opie, Gigi, one presence, one power. If your programming doesn't measure up to that truth that you affirm every Sunday, then it's time we woke up to that. Somebody needs to interrupt our programming. We're all possibilitarians, and unless we're living with the possibilities of unlimited good in our lives, then we are not living the full life that we're meant to live. One of the things that this book, the Let Them Theory, she talks about, she wanted to get out of bed with a bounce and a smile in the morning, and she couldn't do it, and so all of a sudden she woke up one morning and she began to remember how rockets are launched at Cape Kennedy. And they go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, liftoff. And so she started to think about that, and she decided she was going to try that and see if she could lift off from her bed into the day. And so all of a sudden she went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. And she bounced right out of bed and got going into the day, did what was ahead of her to do, and it interrupted her old way of thinking. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's lift off right now. First of all, let's interpret and define the word interrupt. It means to stop the continuous progress of a process, a way of thinking, or an activity. For example, the buzzer interrupted my thoughts. It means to cut in. May I have the next dance with you? Did you ever cut in on anybody on the dance floor? I used to do that when I was a teenager. I never did that with you, Donna, though. It means to barge right in. Have you ever done any barging in on things in your life? It means to intrude on a conversation or an argument. It means to put your 2 cents worth into the discussion. It means to butt in. Excuse me. It means to bring to a halt. It means to break the continuity of something or stand in the way of something. Now, you know as well as I do that unexpected interruptions can be the very best thing that's ever happened to us in our lives, especially if they lead to personal growth or redirect our lives towards something more fulfilling or more aligned with the universal truth. We have all had some tremendous interruptions. Funny thing happened to me on my way. Something happened and it changed our lives. An interruption can shift our perspective and open doors we never knew were available to us. Remember, shift happens. Just thought I'd remind you of that. Interruptions can lead us to new opportunities, lead us to our learning and our growth, or put us in alignment with the truth of who we are and what our true purpose in life is all about. You know, when I was 12 years old, my parents gave me a gadget called a crystal set. Does anybody know what a crystal set? How many? Did you have one? Oh, yeah, great. A crystal radio receiver is called a crystal set. It's a simple radio receiver popular in the days of radio, early radio. I used to take it to bed with me and hide under the covers and tune in on my crystal set. And you can't imagine the thrill when I first heard music coming out of my earplugs. And I knew from that day on I wanted to be a communicator. And I thought I was going to go into broadcasting. I wanted to be a Walter Cronkite or a Lauren Green or one of those guys. So anyway, when I was ready for college, I went to a school that specialized in communication. It was called Ryerson Institute of Technology. It was founded in 1948 in Toronto. And it evolved into Ryerson University and is now known as Toronto Metropolitan University. And they had a great course in radio and TV arts. Now, one of the days that I was in the broadcasting classroom, the professor said, McClure, we're going to go out and you're going to do a remote. You're going to broadcast from the corner of Bloor and Yonge Street in downtown Toronto. So get your microphone and come with me. So he took me out on this busy street, in Toronto to do a remote. He hands me a script and tells me to start reading this script. So I start reading this script, and he interrupts me by taking out a lighter and lighting my script on fire. And then he says, okay, ad lib. Ad lib. That was one of the very best lessons I ever got in college. Here's another interruption that you may be familiar with. It was an unusual day in beautiful downtown Jerusalem. And people were going about doing their usual stuff. The money changers were changing money. The scribes and Pharisees were condemning people right and left. And the leaves of the palm trees were swaying in the breeze. And all of a sudden, this stranger marches into town. And there's an interruption like none other in all of history in that moment. There has never been an interruption of the status quo like that day 2,000 years ago. A stranger rode into town riding a donkey. Some people began to wonder who this guy was. Others had heard through the grapevine that he was coming. They began to cut leaves of palms and spread them in front on the roadway as the stranger rode in. And they began to shout, Hosanna in the highest. And the scribes and Pharisees started to criticize and condemn those who were cheering. And the stranger, noticing this, told the scribes and Pharisees, even if you tell everybody to shut up, the stones will cry out. There's such a vibrational interruption of the entire planet that you won't be able to silence it. And we're talking about it right now, 2,000 years ago. So, finally, the stranger stopped his pony and dismounted and went into the tabernacle, and he started to overturn the money changers' tables, chased them out of the building with a whip. And pretty soon, this rude and rowdy interruption in Jerusalem's day steamrolled into a universal interruption, and Claire's going to talk about this next week, I'm sure. Are you speaking next week? Dennis. Oh, that's Dennis. My apologies. That's right, Dennis. Dennis is going to talk about that. Yeah. Our world as we know it was never the same again after that interruption. The whole Easter story can be summed up in these words. We interrupt this program to bring you an urgent message. Shut up and stop whining. Stop complaining. Stop sitting in bed feeling sorry for yourself. Stop all of that programming and shout Hosanna. Shout Hosanna. Here's an Easter story that illustrates this point. A farmer thought he'd pull a prank on an Easter Sunday. After the egg hunt, he sneaks into the chicken coop and replaces every egg with a brightly colored one. Minutes later, the head rooster walks in, spots the color egg, storms out of the coop, and beats up the peacock. Each and every Sunday, when you and I arrive in this building, we come here hoping and praying that someone or something that happens while we're here will interrupt our regularly scheduled programming. Or maybe we don't call it an interruption. Maybe we call it an aha, or a transformation, or an insight. Maybe all week long we've been in a funk and we haven't been feeling good. We've been feeling sorry for ourselves, or wondering what's next, what's going to happen on the planet next. And we're hoping someone will please fix our stinking thinking. And perhaps we're down, perhaps you're down on yourself this morning, or maybe you're angry at the world. Maybe you're fearful to what's going on, or just plain negative. If that's been the kind of week you're having, then my prayer for you this morning is for a divine interruption, a divine intervention in your life. I pray that the universe interrupts your negative attitude and your complaining and blows your mind with an amazing new possibility. At one point in the Bible, we read that Jesus, tapping his feet at the front door of the porch of your life, says this, "Here I am, y'all. I'm standing at the door of your life and I'm knocking, and I will continue this until you hear my voice and open the door. And if you finally do come and open the door, I will come in and break bread with you." So in the days ahead, I'm praying with you and for you that your regularly scheduled programming is interrupted by the glorious message of Easter. Turn on your crystal set and hear that message. Opie, opie, gigio. There is no death. There is no loss. There are no limits to the possibilities that are knocking on your door, always and especially today. And so may each and every one of you have many happy interruptions. God bless you. We interrupt this sermon to do a meditation. So let's get still. And to enter into the space where interruptions can happen, let's affirm that amazing word, Hosanna. 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 Let's affirm that together. Hosanna. Hosanna means yippee, yay, hooray, wow. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. Lift yourself above yourself. Lift yourself above, oh, but what about this and what about that? And if you had what I have, you wouldn't be saying Hosanna. Raise yourself up. Resurrect yourself to be who you have always been and always will be. Allow that spirit that lives and moves and has its being in you to roll away the stone walk out free and clear and victorious. Hosanna in the highest. I will accept nothing less than this for my life and for the lives of the people around me, for all the people on this planet. Hosanna, I say. Hosanna. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend David. When you entered the sanctuary today, the ushers handed you this commitment card, and you were probably wondering what it was about. So I'm going to talk to you about that now. My name is Pat Mertens, and this is Karen Dahl-Darling. We are both board members. When we did our vision survey in January 2025, the board identified 4 goals based on your input. The goals were rent the building to help cover costs, increase the size of the congregation, increase tithing, and increase volunteerism. Our center is simultaneously working on each of these goals. At the moment, we're focusing on number 3, increase tithing. Most of our members said they were willing to increase tithing to stay in this building, and many already have. We have prepared a financial commitment card, which you have already received, for you to take home, prayerfully consider your giving, write down the amount that's right for you, and post in a space in your home to remind yourself of the blessings, the privilege, and the responsibility we all have towards supporting this center. Thank you so much for the love you give to our beloved center. Now Karen will talk to you about today's giving.
Morning. Welcome to our time of giving. I started doing intentional giving many years ago. Oh. Good morning. I started doing intentional giving here at our center many years ago, and it gives me a lot of peace of mind because I do travel a lot, and I know that wherever I am, my gifts are flowing to the center and out into the community, and I am able to enjoy myself wherever I am because I know that that's happening. And the commitment card, I think, is something that I didn't actually sign something like this, but I am going to put it up in my home to remind me that this is my spiritual home and I always want to support it. And I think, giving opens the heart to receiving, and I feel the abundance of that in my life all the time now. So there's many ways to give here. You can give cash or check in person. You can text the number on the screen. You can mail a check, or you can go to the website, unityspokane.org, and give that way. So I'd like to say our blessing together that we say every year, every Sunday. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share.
This is a song. Let's see. Julian, you got sound? You're good. Am I good? I'm good? There you go. Okay. This is a song I wrote a number of years ago, but it's very appropriate in this world that we live in today. So it's called Be the Change. We must be the change we wish to see if we wish to change the world. Climb your highest mountain, seek to know the pearl. Start to learn to listen, find a way to see the changes we're looking for. They start in you and me. We must listen to our conscience, listen to our heart, seek to find a better way, seek to do our part. For the world, it needs a changing, it's not working this old way. We must be the change we wish to see, find a better way. For there's a new tomorrow, just ready to appear. We'll know we've made it when we give up our fears. So find forgiveness, forgive all you see, and be the change you must be. We must be the change, be the change, be the change. We must be the change, be the change, be the change. We must be the change we wish to see. We must look inside our hearts, look inside and find a way to start. Start to know the mysteries, for there's more than there seems. Open that part of us that leads us to our dreams. We must open to our wisdom, open to our love, seek to find a better way before we push and shove. For the world, it needs a changing, it's not working this old way. We must be the change we wish to see, find a better way. For there's a new tomorrow ready to appear. We'll know we've made it when we give up our fears. So find forgiveness, forgive all you see, and be the change you must be. And be the change you must be.
Well, thank you to Reverend Walter Cronkite for your message this morning. Thanks to Greg, Brittany, Scott, everybody else made this a great service. Please join me as we say our unity statement together. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one power, one presence, and one life. So, whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey of transformation, you're welcome here. If you're here for the very first time, we have a welcome packet with a coupon for a free beverage from our barista stand, which is not in service today, but later, and some other goodies. So please raise your hand and keep it up till our ushers catch a glimpse of you. Anybody here for the first time? There, one in the back. And all right. Well, we're glad you're here, and we hope that everybody will stay afterwards and join us in the fellowship hall so we can get to know you. We encourage everyone to sign up for our e-news to learn more about our upcoming classes and events. You can sign up for our email newsletter by scanning the QR code you see on the screen or on our website at unityspokane.org. We would also like to connect with you on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search Unity Spiritual Center Spokane, and you'll find us. Thanks to everybody for joining us today. Our chaplains today are Al, who has been holding the service in prayer, and Gary, who will be available to pray with you immediately following the service right down front here. So if you have something that's heavy on your heart that you want to share, or a joy that you want to help celebrate, please avail yourself of our chaplains. Thank you, guys and gals, for your service today. We would also like to encourage anyone who is in need of prayer support to fill out a prayer request form found in the seat pocket in front of you and put them in our prayer box located in the back of the sanctuary as you exit on the left. You can also submit your prayer requests through our online form on our website. Names are added to our prayer list here and prayed over for 30 days by both our prayer ministry as well as Silent Unity. And now, with a look at upcoming events and opportunities, it's News You Can Use with Juliet.
Good morning. So first, I want to thank our fantastic landscape team and everyone that joined them yesterday for the spring cleanup day to help keep our beautiful grounds beautiful. So if you helped out yesterday for the spring cleanup day, please stand up. We want to show our appreciation to you. We are so grateful for your help. And Deanna said that a neighbor stopped by and told her that we notice how much you care for your property. So, very good message to the community. Next, here's a reminder and also a last call for the upcoming class. It's going to be this Wednesday. It's Increase Your Peace and Joy in Life with a Vibrational Upgrade with Christy. So it's this Wednesday evening, April 16th, from 6 to 7 p.m., and it's $20, and she's generously donating all of the money to Unity. So you can sign up in the e-news, or you could talk to Deanna. Another reminder is registration is open for our summer day camp for kids. It is the Jungle Safari Spirit Camp, and the day camp is August 4th to August 8th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. each day, and it's only $40 per child. If you do need some assistance with the cost, feel free to talk to Deanna. Also, if you'd like to learn more about Unity and you want to learn more about our wonderful Unity Center, today we're having the Unity orientation in the library next door. And everyone is welcome. It'll start about 10 minutes after service, and it'll last for about 30 minutes. Also, our Earth Care team is meeting today from 11:30 to 1 p.m., and they're going to meet in the youth area. If that interests you, they'd be so happy if you came and joined them. For more information about all these events and other events, you can look in the e-news. And I just want to slip in 2 quick reminders. There's 2 activities happening this Wednesday. We're having our first lunch bunch. And so it's a lunch bunch get-together this Wednesday, April 16th at 12 p.m. It's hosted by the Compassion and Action team. So if you want to interrupt your week with a midweek, with some midweek connection and camaraderie, come and join us. But please bring your own lunch. Okay. The camaraderie is free. Okay. Also, after the lunch, if you want to stay and help stuff Easter eggs for the upcoming Easter egg hunt, the Youth and Family Ministry would be greatly grateful. All right. Next Sunday is Easter, April 20th, and our speaker is Dennis Ashley with our very talented and very beautiful Unity Choir and Treble Ensemble, with special guest musicians also joining them. So this is our Unity community. Enjoy.
All right, thank you. Are some kids out there? All right, thanks guys. We're so blessed to have an amazing youth ministry here at Unity Spiritual Center. Let's bless all of our young people and those in service to our youth ministry with our children's blessing. Together, be the love you are, sing the song you hear, share your joy of life with people far and near. And for ourselves, be the love we are, sing the song we hear, share our joy of life with people far and near. All right, guys, head on back to your route. She wants to be front and center. All right. All right, now please stand as you're able and join us for our closing prayer for protection, followed by the peace song. Together we affirm, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well, and that's the truth.